Hi guys, I'm back. So you did. Oh, I just sent a message. So you did. Yeah, I did. Can you guys hear me? Uh, Philip. Is it Philip? Philip. Who wrote A? So you did, Philip. Or yo. Let me put my phone on charge. The chat has just disappeared again. Once I open YouTube and check. Salom, Phila the gamer. Hey, so yeah, it's philanthropist, but you in short, philanthropist. Yeah, I remember you somehow. Philanthropist from Nigeria, right? You know best F07. If you know best F07 and you're the one, where the base? Where are the base? Are the base for Accra? Are the base for Accra? Are they Teshinungwa Estates? Uh, no, I be Ghanaian. Fill out the game. Be like I forget about you. I forget you small. How they carry the name? Hey, then we dey close. Yeah, we dey close. Let's go friendly. Okay, let's go friendly. Sure. Would it even connect friendly? Let's see. I started following you from past 2021. Cool. That's nice. It's been a long time since we started playing this game. Oh, it's been a long. I started this channel when that was like 2020 COVID time. COVID was 2020. Yeah, I think that's when I started the YouTube channel. So it's been somehow a long time. And you've been around since. That's nice. But let's try friendly. Let's see how smooth the friendly matches would be. If you are in Ghana, if the opponent is in Ghana, we should have a very very smooth 5 bar connection match. So I was talking something about the service. Does TCP port make friendly match slow yet? Uh, TCP TCP people when you check online, people would say TCP makes games slow, it makes matches slow. TCP, but I've played TCP matches that are very very fast. I've played TCP matches that are fast. However, when lags come in TCP, it makes TCP very worse than UDP. TCP lags are very bad when you compare it to UDP. However, both of them are almost smooth. I've played both of those matches and they are smooth. But when you go online, people will say these matches are this and this. The only thing I would say is TCP matches. When you have a lag, it will affect you very very bad. That's the thing about TCP matches. Okay, BPCJ, let's go. Let's go. So I use this thing called PC Cap Droid. I use it to analyze the kind of matches I get, and the game has lots of ports that it's not using, like 3,000 ports. It doesn't use it. This kind of ports were used back in the day, but I don't know why it's currently not using it. Okay, so this is a 5 bar match. The match was opened on port. Um, See the way it connected past the friendly part. When it takes long, it's usually this thing a silver match. But when you connect with your opponent this quickly, it's a P2P. A very try increase the volume. My volume, maybe I've blocked my mic because I'm charging my phone. My hand placement. So I was saying when the matches connect this quick, it is a P2P UDP match, and I think my opponent is the one hosting this match. Okay, it's clear now. I think my opponent is the one hosting. Usually with this P2P, the game makes one person host. One person is host, and the other person connects to the opponent. So I think my opponent is the one hosting the match. I usually check based on the information I get. When it's Cancom Limited, like this. Which app it's in? It's called PC Cab Droid. PC Cab Droid. It requires root access. I use it to analyze the kind of connections the game is opening, but it requires root. There is another one that doesn't require root. It's called Rethink DNS. Rethink DNS. That's the app that doesn't require roots. You can use it just like this, but this one requires root. That's the difference between those two apps. Okay, let's see. So 5 bar smooth. Yeah, this is smooth. The thing the trick I have to try and make right now is making sure that the game already always hosts the match on my device. This is a P2P match, but I have to make sure that the game is hosting. Yeah, very very smooth. I have to make sure that the game is hosting it on my device. Let's run all the way back. Okay. Sabi, very very smooth. This is smooth. Hey, my guy, offside. uh, yeah, so as I was saying, I have to find the trick for making the game host it on your device, because when you go to league matches, the reason why you can't get 5 bar a lot is that the game is hosting it on someone else's device, and that someone else's internet connection might not be good to host both of you. That is why it turns out that you don't always get a 5 bar connection when you go online. Matchup. This matchup is so stupid. I have to be waiting a matchup for. Nice is like the shots are no longer coming. I'm experiencing the shots are gone again. I can't see the shots again. So right now just have to stop. I restart the screen again. I'm not seeing the shots again. So I'm not seeing the shots again. Lewis Cook, let's go. It's my turn to attack now. Okay. All the matches are either in UVP or PCP, and under UVP or PCP, we have either PCP or silver matches. So the silver matches can either be UVP or PCP. Are you getting it? And then for PCP, most of the PCP matches are best of three. Most of the first thing I want to tell you is when you block server matches, you would be left with P2P matches. And when you block P2P matches, you would be left with server matches. The advantages of both of them. Let's say I want to play with this opponent, and I want to have an advantage over this. Do you still have contact with our blues? No, I don't have our blues contact. It's been a while since I messaged him on Instagram. So let's say I want to have an advantage over my opponent in a friendly match. I'll use the server method. If I use the server method, I have to make sure that the server the game picks would favor me more than the opponent. Okay, and yeah, it's possible because both of us are using different internets. If I pick let's say Saudi Arabia server. I know that my internet can play very smoothly on the Saudi Arabia server. So I pick Saudi Arabia server and my opponent wouldn't be able to play on that server. So the advantages of the server side. That is why most of the time when you go to your online matches, the person with the 5 bar has a high advantage because the person can you PvP me? Yes, sure. After this match, you can enter into the room and have a feel of our PvP. But if you're outside Ghana, that is where I am. PvP might not connect. Anyways, we can test and see. If you're outside my country, if the two people are outside or not in the same country, the P2P won't work. They both have to be in the same country for the P2P to work. Um, I hope you are getting me. Let's see this formation. Hi from Bangladesh. Hi bro. Hi bro. This 5 back is outmoded. I have to be attacking instead of defending. No one in the middle like this. Move. Safi Sahel, that's a nice one. If your players are making this run, oh my days, every true pass, but these players become stupid at times. They won't make the runs when you want them to make the run. They won't be making the runs. They are bananas sometimes. And this matchup is crazy. But if you have a smooth match like this, no wild at all. Say hi. Hi bro. Set. Yo set. What's up? Nice block by Davis. Uh, nice block again. uh, nice save by GK. Let me see the chat. What's the chat saying? That's good. Uh, what is this? Nice save by Elias Olafsson. This is what I'm talking about. That
Your goalkeepers actually save shots. Can you show live how we can control which server I want to connect? Uh, how to live? Okay, let me see if I can explain something quickly. I'll explain something quickly. Nice. What server? Okay, so let me show you something. Let me open this VPN. When so I have Madrid. Madrid is the number one, like my number one top server on this internet connection, Madrid. So anytime I'm connecting to the game, I'm playing online match, the game would put me on Real Madrid. I said Real Madrid. The game would put me on Madrid server. Okay, the game would put me on Madrid server anytime I'm playing a league match. So if I don't want to be put on the Madrid, if I don't want to be put on the Madrid server, I have to pick another game server. And now, when you pick another game server, you are supposed to be connected to that game. Let's say I pick France. If I connect to the France, the stream would disconnect or something because I'm connecting to a server. So let's say I connect to France. If I connect to France, then I open the game, meaning I'll be in the France server. But it doesn't work with all VPNs. Some VPNs, the way they operate, the game would still manage to put you on Spain server. So there are certain VPNs. PR, PIA, this VPN, PR VPN, it doesn't always work to change servers, like to switch servers in the game. There's another VPN I use to switch servers. It works perfectly. The reason why PR doesn't work for switching servers is if I connect to France and I check my ping, ping is the ping list is the server close to you, a list of them in terms of how fast you are able to connect. So if I connect to France, Madrid will still be my number one in PR VPN. But if I connect to a different VPN, France will be my number one. This is a simple trick. So after I've found my VPN, I go to League, PvP, okay, to match, and then I analyze the connection. I analyze the connection. PR won't change it, even though I've not connected it. But I was saying that there are other VPNs that would allow you to change the server because the game, the way it analyzes the connection is very very smart. So if I connect France, I would analyze my first opponent. I expect my first opponent to have a France server. If it's not France server, that means the server has been changed. That's basically the entire idea of switching servers. You need the right VPN. And even though PR doesn't work for switching servers, it would work for some people, particularly people that have lots of servers around them. PR VPN would work for them. But my connection to the game is quite stubborn, so I don't use PR for switching servers. I use PR for maybe Epic because I've tested PR for Epic players. It works. It works. So after I've switched server, I used PR and all of that. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. So right now, um, waiting for an opponent. I think it is nearby search. Okay, search nearby. Search nearby. I'm guaranteeing to get a 5 bars. Let's do it again. I'm not seeing the chat again. I'm not seeing the chat, so let's see. Is the chat still working? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Philanthropy. Nice game, GG. So, as I was saying, to switch server, you need to connect to the game server. So, in Europe and Africa, Konami has servers in Spain, France, Germany, Italy, and for Africa, only South Africa. But our most of Africa, our connection is outsourced from the European countries. So sometimes you open the game and it puts you on the South African server, and that server might be slow for you. So what you would do is you'd have to switch by connecting to UK or Spain, and then it puts you on the Spanish server. Now, the thing I've realized is most VPNs won't most VPNs won't allow you to switch your server because the game uses a certain way to analyze your connection. It ranks your connection. So let's say I've connected to France VPN. I want to switch to France server, but the game won't allow me to switch to France server because when the game analyzes my connection, it would see that my number one best connection is Spain. So it would still put me on the Spain server. So I have to create a lag or delay my Spain latency. I have to make my Spain latency very, very low. That is why you have to use different VPNs. VPNs that make your latency, uh, it reduces your latency for other servers so that the game will put you on the right server. Now, when you're on the right server, there is another trick that is in work. Basically, the trick is that when you're in the server, you have to make sure that you don't get opponent whose connection to the server is higher than yours. So in the first stream I created today, you'd realize that I had 3 bars. My opponent also had 3 bars. First match 3 bar, 3 bar. But the second match, my opponent's 3 bar went to 5 bar. This kind of opponents are a cheat inside the server. When you have an opponent who is 5 bar in the server, it's a cheat. It feels like a cheat because they have better connection to the server. To avoid this cheat, this kind of people who have better connection to the server, that is where P2P comes in. For P2P, we both have the same connection. We both have the same connection. If one of us, our internet lags, it's going to affect both of us. If our internet is smooth, the match will be smooth. That is where P2P comes in. So for P2P2, that is a completely different tutorial to switch to P2P, like I've said. So if you're interested, you just DM me on Telegram and I'll let you know how to go about it. And the cool thing about this is if you're in a country that has a server, you can do a lot of tricks. You can do a lot of tricks in this matchmaking thing. When you are in a country that's, imagine there is already a server in India. So if I'm in India and I have a server and there are 2 servers in India, you have to connect to the server where the game puts the 2 bar people. The game has one server, that is its main server. It puts all the 5 bar players, they have best connection. And then there's another server that it puts the 2 bar, the low bar people. So that server that it puts the low bar people, some of the 5 bar people enter into that server and they get easy games. They get easy games because their connection to that server that the connection to the server is 5 bar. So all you have to do is make sure you're always joining the server whereby the game always put this 2 bar and 1 bar connection. At least if you have a server in your country. But if you don't have a server in your country, what you do is the P2P trick. And the P2P makes the game smooth for both of you if you have smooth connection. If you don't have smooth connection, then you would have to make the game pick a server that is good for you and your opponent. So if someone is from India and I'm in Ghana, I want us to play friendly match very, very smooth. I have to tweak my VPN in a way that my best servers would also be good for my opponents. So if I connect to Spain and I want to play with someone in India, if we match make, the game might pick a server. The game won't pick the Spain server, but the game would pick a server that is very good for my opponent. When that happens, you realize that the game would be lucky for me. So what I'll do is, instead of picking Spain, I have to tweak. This requires lots of tests. You test until you find the best server. So once I find the best server, that server would always. I know someone in Saudi Arabia is inside a group. Saudi Arabia has the best internet. One of the is in Kuwait rather. He has one of the best connection, but whenever he plays friendly with someone outside of his country, it's very laggy, very laggy. And as I've said, the reason why his connection is lagging is because the game has picked a connection that is favoring the opponent more so than him. So what he has to do is he has to downgrade his internet connection so that the game would pick a server that is bad for both of them, but at the same time it's better for him. So when it comes to server, there is a lot of tricks you can tweak, manipulate the server to your advantage. With P2P, it's just to connect to your opponent. P2P is just direct. But with the servers, a lot of tricks. There are a lot of things you can manipulate with these Konami servers. The nearby search is taking long. So let's go to gradually. I think, yeah, I switched to South Africa. Matchmaking and progress. One person wanted us to play friendly. I don't know whether it's still in the chat. If you are not in Ghana, our friendly, there is a high chance our friendly match won't connect. Matchmaking and progress. Okay, checking this. Let me analyze. So I can tell which opponent UDP 3244. This guy is from Senegal. So I know the person is from Senegal. I can choose whether to accept or not. 3 bar. The bars that would come with 3 bar. Senegal 3 bar, mostly three or two. When it's 1 bar, maybe Chad, Libya or something. Libya, yeah, those countries. Sometimes 1 bar can even be Ghana if the game is hosting on someone who is in Ghana who has a bad connection. If the person is in the same country and the person has a bad connection and the game is hosting the P2P on that person's connection, it will come as 1 bar. But if the person has smooth bar connection, same country, 4 or 5 bar. Or if the game is hosting on my device, my internet, 4 or 5 bar. So it doesn't matter if the opponent has a bad connection, as long as it is hosting on my internet, it should be 4 or 5 bar. But if it is not hosting on my internet, because I know my internet is very smooth, I'm using fiber broadband. So if it's not hosting on mine, but it's using the opponent's bad connection to host both of us, that is when the connection quality would decrease. Checking connection. That's kept longer. Okay, that's kept long. It cancelled. Senegal, it didn't connect. Let's see where our next opponent will be from. Matchmaking and progress. Let's see. I forgot this pickup already doesn't even require roots. It just needs VPN. It would, yeah, it functions as a VPN, but it's not functioning as a VPN because they have enabled them. Is it this 36502? This person is from Kenya. Okay, Kenya most likely 1 bar from Kenya. I don't know what connection is in Kenya. That's Kenya. I get 1 bar most of the time. When it's 3 bar Nigeria or Senegal or Morocco, 5 bar or 4 bar is South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. But even with that South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, 4 5 bar, like I've said, it can still be 1 bar, but they are in Nigeria. Okay, so this should be Ghana, 4 bar. 4 bar, let's see. Yeah, Pickup. That's the name. Okay, it's from Ghana. Opening is from Ghana. AS Monaco. Unstoppable 213. Yeah, the name is Pickup. It doesn't require root, but if you have root access, it would function in a way that it doesn't need VPN on your device. There is another one to rethink DNS. That app is also cool for analyzing the connections. Rethink DNS. Let's go. Let me use this link up player. I don't think I have the players needed for the link up play. Do I have? Okay, let's go. Oh, how do we use this pickup on iOS? We don't have that on iOS. Mm. Search rethink rethink DNS rethink DNS. Search whether you see that on iOS. If you don't have that one too, then you'd have to Google apps to analyze game connections for iOS. Google it and see what apps you would come across on Google. So this one is Cancom Limited, 154 points. Usually when it's not Vodafone, I know it's not my connection the game is roasting on. And it's also 4 bars. When it's 4 bars too, it's not my connection. As soon as it's 5 bar, it's either my connection or my opponent also has a very good connection. Let me make sure that my device is started. Cancom Limited. That is MTN. MTN's corporate name is Cancom. Cancom Ltd. And let's see. Should go smoothly. Okay. Safi Saudi. Bro is pausing. Bro, why are you pausing? Let's go. So check on iOS and see whether you find something for iOS. It's a cool tool if you are using the PCP. If you are using the PCP, the latest fix, and then you are using gradually fix. It helps you to see what kind of opponents you are matching up against. Because even if it's 1 bar, that's a 1 bar I can accept when I see the opponent's strength. Because sometimes it's 1 bar, but surprisingly the match is with the PCP. Okay. This is not so smooth. It's not it's smooth but not so smooth because it's not my connection. When it's my connection, I know the smoothness. Where is sparkling restlessness? Or it's probably my connection. I doubt.
Bro, why are you forcing again? Bro, send the force. Let me see something. Let me just forfeit and give him. Let me give him a free win. Let's check. Let's analyze more of our opponent's connection statuses. This forfeiting to is taking long. I just press forfeit, just forfeited. How long would this thing take to forfeit? And there is another thing with the gradually search. The more you are searching, the more it increases your country search. In the sense that if you use gradually search, when you use gradually search and you search once, it will just search a very small area in the country. Okay, this is on 4. If the ones that go to 5 are my connections. Okay, let me close. So with a gradually search, it searches small areas in the country, but it also searches other countries. That's the only negative thing about gradually search. So you'd have to be searching and searching and searching. But with nearby search, someone in India would always get 5 bar 4 bar, 5 bar 4 bar in India, because there are lots of people in India as compared to Ghana. So if I'm doing nearby search in Ghana, either at the time I'm searching there should be lots of people online, or I do gradually search and I increase the search area. So you increase the search area by doing a lot of gradually search. You just have to be searching. So the more you search, you would get to a point whereby that the game will just find your opponent easily. So this one was Kenya. This one was Kenya. The more you search and search, you will reach to a point whereby you just start to get your 4 and 5 bars easily. And gradually search. That's if you are not finding an opponent in nearby search. Kenya is always 1 bar for me. And then we have Libya, also 1 bar for me. Chad, also 1 bar. Let me see. Next opponent would be, or 3 bar, probably Senegal. Let me analyze. Yeah, 3 bar Senegal. Cancel. The network is Sonatel AS autonomous system. Matchmaking in progress. Checking connection status. And the next one will be from Tanzania, 1 bar. Tanzania, 1 bar, I knew it. That's some countries. The bars are fixed. Tanzania, 1 bar. Next one will probably be South Africa or Nigeria, 3 bar. South Africa or Nigeria. Waiting for it. Let's see. Matchmaking in progress. So it analyzes, it's loading. Okay, next one. Where would the next one be from? But if I'm connecting to a server like the actual game servers, I won't be able to tell when I'm opening this one. This one is on Tunisia, 2 or 1 bar, 3 bar, Tunisia, 2, Tunisia. Tunisia is in North Africa. Um, the northern side of Africa. Matchmaking in progress. And next, where are you from? Checking connection status. Um, 3 bar Senegal. Senegal 3 bar cancel. Sonatel AS autonomous system. Les Senegal. Um, checking connection status. 4 5 bar should appear. Where is this one from? This one, it's Nigeria. It's a Nigeria TV. I can see Nigeria and I want to accept 4 5. And by canceling, the more you cancel, the more you increase your search area. So the more you cancel, the cancel by that is more you started. Your search area reset. So if you have been for 2 hours or more than 2 hours and I'm canceling, all those cancels would increase my search area. And after a while, 4 bar continuously. But when you start, it won't give you the 4 bar. That is in certain countries. In other countries, they won't be facing this issue at all. 2 bar where you from? La Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Okay. Well, the next one will be Somalia. It's been a while since I got Somalia. Somalia, Ethiopia. Ghana 4 bar is coming, as I said. This is 4 bar, Ghana 4 bar. What is the game hosting? No, my internet. Slide. Internet again. Let's go. 41.3 2CF1 this guy's back is dead. Mm-hmm. Let's go, bro. Boom, bam, bam, bam. So it's low graphics plus 30. Low, low plus 30. Although if not for the stream, it should have been high plus low plus 30 is lagging. No, my internet. So the game is hosting on the opponent's internet. The game is hosting on the opponent's internet. So it can be 4 bar, like I've said, it can be 4 bar, but since the game is hosting on opponent's internet, you'd experience some sort of lags if the opponent's internet degrades because my internet is so smooth. So you have some small lags, although over. But if this were a server, if that is why the game got servers. If this were a server, you know that your connection is smooth, so you are connected to the server. There is no way you should face lag when connected to the server, unless the server has some issues. But this one, I can tell the issues from my opponent, so I can play accordingly. Maquinos. Cap is blocking our screen. Cap void. That's the name. Can't do passes. Although it's not so smooth. I've analyzed the connection, opening connection. It's a little bit unsmooth, so you adjust the gameplay accordingly. You don't do second passes. So the way that I'm seeing the game, we are both experiencing the same thing. Since we are both experiencing the same thing, I know the lag would also happen to him at some point. So I'll just be clearing and make uh, 5%. And battery is so low. William Yola. Agree. Um, one rule first one. I don't know. It could probably be from my side as well. It could probably be from my side as well. I doubt because we played a friendly match and the match was so split. So it's definitely the opponent is hosting. It could probably be that my battery is low. When the battery is low, phone starts to lag. I don't know if that's the lag I'm facing. Yes, yes, quick. Fine second. I think it's
It's probably me.
the connection is like the connection bars to have probably because nah, this is very rare. I think it's me. I'm the one who's can. If it comes as a loose, then a problem was on my end. Because of the stream, I can see something is downloading in the background. My my kilobyte per second is reading. My kbps is reading in the background. Unless my opponent has a very very terrible connection. But if he has a terrible connection, it shouldn't be able to be pulling certain passes. Nah, it's my battery. My device is actually lagging. My battery is low. This is actually my device lagging. Go miss this. Whatever the case is, run the link open. Manual switching. Run the link open. All the way to the top, down, up, SME, nice work. Um, nice.
I don't see the bus. Probably they go either I don't know what it was. There's some either because something was downloading in the background on my side or my opponent has a very bad connection. I can see my kbps is reading in the background.
Let's see.
I need to put my phone on charge and see something. Flash charge.
Okay. How do we use pickup on iOS? We don't have that too. Yeah, I was saying Google applications to analyze connections in iOS. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it could be my connection. It could be that I was the one hosting that Wi-Fi.
It could be definitely my connection. That means that means opponent was hosting the match. Nah, that means I was the one hosting the match. But the connection affected both of us. Let me see. but it was Camcom. Uh, is the live stream still on? Telegram. Freeway. Who is that posting this freebie? Hey everyone, if you're blah 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 blah. Shoot, propel. You don't like it. I think it's fake. Still loading. Still loading. Very, very strange. It's probably the stream. As soon as I post the stream, everything was okay. Just pick up. Let's analyze a couple more and then one back. Probably Tanzania or something. Mozambique. First time I got Mozambique. Yeah, Julio, you can use exit lag to analyze connection, but you have to pay for it. You can use exit lag, but with exit lag, yeah, you have to use exit lag to analyze your connection on iOS. Exit lag can do it, but the only benefit of analyzing the connection is if you are doing P2P like this. I can analyze. Maybe there will be a time that I'm not consistently getting 4 or 5 bars, and I want to play a 3 bar, so I can just look at the data. If the 3 bar is from Nigeria, I'll take it. If the 3 bar is from Morocco, I don't take it. If the 3 bar is from Morocco, those countries in the northern part of Africa, I don't take it because their connection is laggy, smooth, laggy, smooth, laggy, smooth. So I don't take those 3 bars. But if the 3 bars is Nigeria, I'll take it. South Africa, I'll take it. Senegal, I'll take it. Because those guys 3 bars are smooth. That is if there is a point in time that I'm not getting 4 or 5 bars. Now I'll look at the data and accept certain connection players. That is where the data of analyzing the connections would be useful. And other than that, if you are actually connecting to the servers instead of the local P2P, if you are connecting to the servers, the only data you get is the server you are connecting to. So if you are connecting to the Spain server, the connection analyzer will tell you that the server you are connecting to is Spain. It doesn't give you details about which opponent you are connecting on the Spain server. It just tells you the server you are connecting to. That is if you are using the server method. For the server method, you have to be connected to the closest server to you. So you block all other servers, connect to the closest servers. That is one bar again. One bar would be where, let's see, Nigeria. So I got a one bar Nigeria. If I could have played that one, but I didn't read the destiny. I didn't read the data. Nigeria, sometimes the one bar over there is surprisingly smooth. My phone is dying because my charger is not charging. Mm. 6376. Just do one more, then I'll just send a string if my battery doesn't charge upwards. Okay, this one should be Ghana. Ghana again. So I was saying, the more you play, the more you get the 5 bars. The more you play, the more you get. This one should be 5 bar Ghana. It's taking long. The more you play, the more nearby opponents the game search for you in gradual search. Um, I think because I think of my screen. It's cancelled. Alright. I wanted to confirm if the game is hosting on the other side, but my connection is bad. Will the game still be smooth? We need another Ghana opponent to be able to confirm that. This is Nigeria. Okay, this is Nigeria one bar. Let's accept it and see. Nigeria one bar. Oh, it's cancelled. Why? Probably the opponent cancelled. It's all networks late. My phone is not charging. Double charge. Okay, Ethiopia one bar. Ethiopia one. Ethionet AS24757. Let me see if I can. This one is Ethiopia again. Probably that same person is coming. Ethiopia. So that same Ethiopia. The game is probably nah. This is Senegal. I thought she accepted it. Senegal. Falou Ndi. Okay, so 3 bar Senegal. It would still be smooth because matches in Senegal are smooth. 3 bar. Let's go. Yeah. Comment some maps. Let's see if the same lag would happen. Let's go. Yo, Senegal, let's go, man. Senegal, man. Let's go. It's taken so long, so long, so long. Why are you taking so long, my friend? Da, 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 da. Let me play on this screen. Compression takes. Let's see what I smooth from the screen. This one is smooth. So I think when the game is hosting on if the game hosts on my device, that is when it will start to lag because I'm streaming. This one is smooth. It's smooth. My phone is also not charging. Wahala. Wahala day for you. This is smooth. Like I said, 3 bars. There are 3 bars in certain countries that are smooth. Senegal is one of them. This 3 bar is smooth as butter. Why is bro percent? Let me forfeit for you. When I forfeit, so it takes long. Why? Just forfeit. Let me see if the next one began. I have to confirm how the lag affects who is hosting with the Ghanaian opponent. The US Senegal is but I already know. Mon device Kellen non chargem. Let's do our last test with the Ghanaian. Um, just forfeit. It's taking so long. So bananas. So let me see with 10 DNS. I think this one also requires 45, 6 seconds. This one doesn't even show the country. 52.208. Network going for but Senegal is not. Let's see. What are you getting now? DNS 12034. I think. Give me a Ghana flight bar. Checking connection status. Three-bar Morocco. This one would be very laggy. Morocco. One corporate. I don't accept Morocco. So this one is for less of the app. I've played a lot of Morocco with 3-bar. Somehow the internet is not stable over there. For P2P. Where is Ghana coming? Cuba, La Côte d'Ivoire. Now, charger disconnected. Zimbabwe, one bar, Zimbabwe. EFA Zimbabwe Private Limited. First time I'm getting is Zimbabwe. So next, next one is from Senegal. Twiba again. Senegal. I need a Ghana. So um, the opponent is far Senegal. I'm also far away. That doesn't mean our match will be bad. If both of us have good internet connection, match will be perfectly smooth. That's the entire idea about this P2P thing. But when we go to the server aspect, whoever is closest always have an advantage. Kenya one bar. Kenya is definitely one bar. I'm yet to meet a 5 bar or 3 bar Kenya. 3 bar, one bar. 60786. Merchant and progress. 60786. Last match. Last match just come. Last match. The Ghana, please come. 3821. Senegal again. A lot of Senegals are online by this time at 3:44. Right, I'm not even getting Nigeria. Nigeria should be also online by this time. And UDP 3000, UDP 5000. Open that. Next. Sudan, one bar. Sudan is one bar. Sudatel Telecom Group. SSDP 38788. Gambia 2 by 1. Official Gambia. Ah. Chad, one bar. Chad is always one bar. Search matchmaking and progress. last match and it's taking so long. One 5-6-1. Senegal won back. Senegal won 2 back. So you can have the same Senegal, but the bars decrease. Sonata, same network. Sonata AS autonomous system. Algeria 3 bar. Where are the Ghanaians? Where are the Ghanaians? I want to go to searching nearby. Searching nearby also would work, but it takes some time sometimes. Sometimes I get searching nearby very, very fast. Uh, Somalia. Whenever I get Somalia, it comes again. That person will be Somalia again, or probably Ghana. Center. Somalia. Okay, now let me go to the server side. Let me see the chat on YouTube. I'm now saying that I think it's time to analyze. I'm now seeing the chat. The match abandoned trick. The match abandoned trick. Okay, Ghana. This is, I think it's 25 pounds. Pick up one. Okay, Nigeria. Four bars also Nigeria. I'm seeing. So I get I bars and Nigeria as well. Let's go. Yeah, I wanted to confirm if it was my internet that was causing the lag because I'm streaming or something else. Let's analyze it. I think let's go, bro. I think whoever, like, with this PTC 1%,
we are playing on one person's internet as a server, but you can't easily tell, you can't tell, and you can't pick who the game should use as the server, but you can see whose internet the game is using as a server. You can easily see if it is lagging and I'm being affected. That means I'm the one who the server is on. So I'm streaming. One of the matches was lagging, but this one is not lagging. That means I'm not the server. I'm not. This one is me. That means I'm not the server for this one. So the ones that it was lagging, the ones that it was lagging, most likely I was the server. Um, Not assist to clearing the ball anyhow. Not assist, just clears the ball anyhow. Not assist to be giving sensible passes, not clearing. But it's still a good thing though. It removes all those kind of annoying delays. So this one is smooth. That means I'm not a server. That is what I think. That is the case. Whenever I'm the server, then the match will lag because I'm streaming. Oh my days. Nice. Low now. Continuing. Either that or my opponent's internet was so bad that it was posting and then pressing that. I have to confirm this offline. Battery 5%. I don't know. Probably it's probably it's from my opponent's internet. Probably because this guy has quitted. Meaning his internet is full and before Thursday it was all good. Now how do I change my server? Too much scripting. Before Thursday it was all good. Now I clearly feel the squeeze to change the server. India has two servers inside India. One is in Delhi and one is in I've forgotten. So to change the server, you have to be checking what server you are connected to whenever you open the game. You have to check what server you are connected to. You can use the PCP dump I'm using or other tools like NetGuard or Exit Lag. You can use them to see what server you are connected to. Once you see the server you are connected to, since India has two servers, what you do is you just restart you just restart the game again for the server to change. Because you're already in India. If you're already in the server, you're already in the country where the server is, and there are few servers. Ideally, the server would switch you to a different server if you just restart again. But sometimes the game is stubborn, and the alternative would be for you to have a VPN that has those specific cities in it. And I doubt there's a VPN that has those two specific. Usually, it's just one Indian city in a particular VPN. I've not seen a VPN that has multiple India. So if you can find a VPN that has multiple India cities in it, you'll be able to switch your servers inside a game. Who is this? Cuba, probably Senegal, um, Morocco. I don't know. This Morocco is so much like Morocco. Morocco. Matchmaking and progress. I think uh, four by three, four by three, four, eight. Should be Nigeria again. A 3-4. So like I said, when you continue, Ibu Diop, Ibu Diop, Ibu is Ibu Diop sound like Senegal. Not Senegal for that. So I can even get 4 by in Senegal as well. So like I've said, in all of these countries you can get 4 by. So it depends on your opponent's connection. The other thing is if the game is using me or my opponent as a server, that would increase the bias because I'm making sure I'm using the best internet. And if my opponent is also using the best internet, it increases the bias. That's the thing about getting a high bias. So the more you play the matches with the gradually search, like I said, the more you play the matches with the gradually search, it increases your chances of getting high bars. But when you start the bars with gradually search, the bars would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But the more you play, then the bars keep increasing. The moment you quit a game, you close the game, everything resets in the terms of the bars you get. But you can just open and all of a sudden just get 4, 5 bars. It happens. But still, to get a 4, 5 bars continuously from Ghana, you have to be either doing the nearby site. The nearby search also takes time a bit. This is lagging, so it's probably me that I'm posting. Yes, probably me. Let me pause. I'll pause the stream to confirm something. Not really much of a significant effect after pause, and so it's probably the opponent is the one who's in this match, and his internet is shaky. My opponent's internet is shaky. 5 2 5 2. Sabi. What's in that voice? One underrated place that this is definitely my opponent's internet. Nice one. Sorry, come back. One is on the side. One from that side. No, Safi. Safi. Okay, let me forfeit this my friend. Find another 4 by and see something. So any 4 bar that is from another country means that opponent is the one hosting because my 4 bar should, if it's Senegal, if I'm hosting, it should be 3 bar. Nice. Yes. Smart assist is not smart at all. Smart assist should be doing some ball controls. Let me forfeit and I'll forfeit and find another 4 bar just to confirm this. This would be the last one. Let me see that. This is a very different kind of graph. This is not my internet. My internet doesn't behave like this. That is one way I can tell it's my opponent that was hosting this match. It's a smooth connection, but is ping to Ghana keeps fluctuating. If it were my ping to Senegal, it would be around the 3-4 straight line. So this is clearly my opponent hosting. Let's go final one. Let's find another no square. Okay, 5 bar. This should be me hosting. This should definitely be me hosting. Ghana. This is a 5 bar from Ghana. Kobiko. Kobi, what's up, bro? And that's 5 bar Ghana. Should be the one hosting. Why is 4 bar Ghana? I'm not the one hosting. I'll analyze this address later. Okay, let's go, Kobi. Final match. Check my charger. It's my charger. It's not charger.
So very, 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 very smooth. What's that? This is smooth. The lag is on my device, 3% battery. This is smooth. See, it's a stable 4 bar, stable 4.5. My battery is not charging. Come on. Charger issues. Okay, turbo charger. So. Very smooth. Let me host them. What the host. Mon ami the host. Moi the host. Rodri. So you cannot 4-5 bar into lag. It depends on who is hosting the match. But you can tell, like I've said, depending on the countries and the bars you get. Zapi Alonso. Nice leg block. Second teammate pressure was that. So, well, it's confirmed who is hosting, who is not hosting. Ghana 5 bar. I'm the one hosting. If opponent hosts, it can be a larger match. That's why. Get the 7th minute. 8. Okay. How long? 1 hour 48 minutes on stream. Wow. This should be the last and final match. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, what a lag. Uh, so, like we've seen, two, four, four. Okay. Okay. It's taking so long to quit. Would analyze the match abandoned something off for some the new modified now. Would analyze it later. But I think this would be it for now. And you win. Unless the matching out. Sometimes when it's in this mode, the PGP, the nows usually happens. You won. If it's server, the server now doesn't often happen in the server method. Okay, I'm not seeing the chat. So yeah, let me switch to the server. Let me switch to the server. This is this is under Ghana. So like I was saying, okay, the Ghana disconnected. I was letting under Ghana. Ghana is coming back. So I was saying, the more you play, the more you get a pass. This one should connect. Ghanaian, the Ghanaian opponent. Now it's good. Five nine nine one. Okay, Ghana, let's go. La Ghana. The Rick's go. Let's go. Let's go. 4 by was 4 by, so opponent is the one hosting.
I hope his internet connection is smooth. There is link up play. Let me forfeit. I'll forfeit and see whether I'll get another Ghana. I just did something. Let me forfeit and see whether we get another Ghanaian. The Ghana. Probably the but probably the one who's been ball. So this is so good. I'm not seeing the chat, guys. I'm not seeing the chat, so I'm talking. I think I'm talking to myself. And that back to back Ghana. Is the same opponent, 5 bar. When the 5 and the one who stands can come. As soon as it goes to 5 and the one is rough, rough with SC. So back to back. Now three back to back GH. Either this is the right time to get Ghana opponent or did something right in the truth. I'm gone. How to let's see where we get under Ghana back to back. I don't wanna play this one. Wait, let's get another Ghana back to back. To confirm that the pen is working. Alright, let's go. Matchmaking and progress. Second connection status 13105 1152 Algeria. 3 bars is 3 bars. Telecom Algeria 3 bars, but it's stable 3 bars. That means guys internet is also good. Let's see back to back Ghana. Making pro yes. Matchmaking in progress. Matchmaking in progress. Okay, check connection status. Checking status. 386. Morocco 3 bars. 3 bars. I mean, the Ghanaians are online around us. I want to switch to the sky just and I'll demonstrate something. If it does, and then switch to a server. Okay, we are connected. Very good. Now it is switching into the server. Checking connection status. Matchmaking. Should have gone to nearby search to see. On nearby search. Okay. will not be any fast. I need some fast. Dun, 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 dun. 63. Stick. Sticking something. Failed. Okay, so I'm now in the server. I'm now in the Spain server. When you're in the server, the port is 5735 and it connects you to your closest server. So if I go to search nearby, I'll start getting very like I'll start getting very quick nearby opponents because it has switched me to the server. Okay, initially I wasn't getting very fast nearby opponents, so now it has switched me to the server 3 bar. But before it switched me to the server, I was getting 5 bars, 5 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar, 4 bar from um, so Ghost. This looks like a Mali or Senegal. So the trick still works. So an African opponent, we are playing the Spain server, okay, and from Africa to Spain, the maximum should be 3 bar. My opponent shouldn't have more than 3 bar in the Spain server. If my opponent has more than 3 bar in the Spain server, that means there is something wrong and you have to restart the entire trick again. So whether let's see whether the opponent bars would be more than 3 because I know my bars is fixed 3 when you are playing a Spain server. This is Spain server because of my internet connection. The ping to Spain is closest. If South Africa was more closer than Spain, it would have placed me on South Africa. So you can see from the top we both have 3 bar. I don't know which country flag was that, Senegal or something. So you can see my bar dropped to 1 because my internet, the server, is dependent on how good the network is. So you can check the bars. You can check. We both have 3 bars now, and already my network is full, and because this is server both of us, our internet determines the stuff. And what is happening? These are things that happens in server. These things would not happen in P2P. You get what I'm saying? Server has a whole lot of scripts, fast forwarding and all of that. We didn't see this kind of stuff on the P2P. Although we both have 3 bars, and the thing about server is if you do it right, you can get a lot of easy wins because all you need in the server is you just need opponents whose connection to the server isn't good or their their connection to the server shouldn't be higher than yours. So fortunately for this first test, we have an opponent that his bar is same as mine, 3 bar, 3 bar. No one's bar should be more than 3. when it comes to server for my internet connection. And with server, each one for itself. If your internet pulls, it's pulling on just your side. That's the cool thing about server. So it's still 3 bar for both of us. Still 3 bar. And this lag is for my device. I didn't charge it before streaming, and my charger is also full. My charger is full and from my charging port. My charging port has been damaged by eFootball. I've done a lot of charging use because of eFootball, and my charging port is now nice. Nice save by GT. Nice Olaf and with server 2, your players, their movement delay sometimes, like you want them to make an instant run. So this is a Spanish server. Spanish. And we are playing on UDP. So with this TCP UDP, if I turn my data on and off, it will remove me from UDP to TCP. Because TCP is more secure than UDP. By default, it uses UDP. But for security reasons, when you are playing on the server, it doesn't want any form of cheat. So it just switches the protocol from UDP to TCP. Alright. Still 3 bars, right? Another match and see. Salisa failure. Nice defending. Nice. This is the way standing one used to be like. I still miss the old standing one though. Because this standing one, opponent players can do standing one, but in previous standing one, I was the only one doing standing one. This is the good old days. Raul. Nice save by GK. Bro, you're forcing. I think it's about
Yellow red is Senegal, right? We both have they both have similar flags.
just need to confirm the bars because you're now playing on the server. No one should have it on a higher bar. That's your fair enough. 1-0. Guys defending like crazy. Yeah, people are right. I don't think I've seen this. Gabriel is back. Yes, that. Yeah, Gabriel is back. My bar is back. But it's one of the very stable 3 bar. That's a good 3 bar. That's the kind of people we need when you're playing. If your phone jumps to 5, you would have an advantage over me. So I both have stable, even though mine is decent, we have an equal advantage. If this opponent applies that, like that, one advantage of the both of you having the same bars when it comes to playing on a server. This is server. With server, the bars goes like this. And Ghost, I'm probably sure is from Senegal. Let's see whether the next person will also give us 3 bars max. No one should go above 3 bars. If we find someone going above 3 bars, then we just restart the game and go back to P2P. But for people who have 5 bars in their countries, this wouldn't be an issue. First challenge. Fast challenge, super challenge rapidly. Charge rapidly. Okay, so let's check. Next one, 3 bars. Maximum 3 bars on the server. Shouldn't go above 3. First one, I said I'll check the country's flag later when I after I. Okay, so server, your bars are always fixed. And the next thing is the opponent. Your bars, the server is fixed. But what opponent are you getting? That's the thing. L9 Ali Larabati. This name looks not so sure, but let's see. If it's too bad, just forfeit because it just confirms the theory. We just need people whose bars are just lower than 3. That's the thing in the server. Do, do, do. Let's see. checking bars. Opponent bars is 4. It is 4 and drop to 3. 4, he has an advantage. I mean, we have to go back to P2P. This guy has an advantage. I don't know which kind of. These are the kind of stupid matchmaking that happens in server. Your opponent's bar shouldn't be more than yours. Even though your game is smooth, but yet still the other person has an advantage. So my game is entirely dependent on my connection, and is would have a more advantage because it's just closer to the server. I think it's by is 5 now. Yeah, 5. It's by is 5 bars now. Bars is 5. And then my stand and win won't be working effectively as soon as his bars is more than mine. See the way his players are moving. The striker is moving like see the movement. These are the things that happen when your opponent has an advantage in the server. There is a lot of fast ones movement in the attack. Spurs are 5 now. Just, uh, that was very tight. So if you are playing this kind of opponent, your ban should be fixed. You don't need a bad net, but still, playing P2P is better. I don't know. I would Google this opponent's team and to see which country he is from. Ideally, I shouldn't be getting. See what I'm talking about. Stand and win spins because the players should be making more and more runs in the server. Let's see. Let's see how the match goes. Run again. Just have to forfeit it. It has nullified the test I wanted to do. I can't get people with low bars in the spam server. If I want low bars, people with low bars, it's in the American server. That is where you find lots of people with low bars. Merrick server. L9 Awila Ribati. Still a spin server we are playing. Spin. Run, Safis Ali, I say run. sadly you couldn't run. If this was P2P, Safi Sally would have, my striker would have run over there like crazy. Crazy. Given given that we both have the same connection, same advantage. Matchup. My matchup is fooling. That's under 10 in the server. Your matchup would be fooling. Matchup is unreliable in servers. In server matches. Need full P2P. Need full P2P to utilize matchup. Xavi Alonso. All these things. P2P. Easy go. Bam, bam, bam. Server would always find a way to make you miss chances. Just because your opponent has small bars. His stuff is, faster, better than yours in the server. Yeah, but I think he was using Matos Cunha for bleed skills. Okay, this would be a last match for our little server. Glorious abusing. This girl abuses me. Goal, 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 goal. What happened? Let's hope go and two bars. Let's hope seven doesn't favor our seven. The Kansas City. Very, very tricky in this server match. Very, very tricky because you won't get your direction right all the time. And this is what I'm talking about. If opponent has more pass to you in server, this is the kind of gameplay you be getting. So yeah, P2P is the best if you are not in the server. If you don't have a server in the country, P2P 5 bars. You just have to search and search for the 5 bars. Otherwise, wow. In fact, my bounce was even smooth in the server. So Spain gives me a very, very stable bar. And right at the end they just dropped. I don't know which country. I said I'll Google the name. I have to see which country this opponent is from. Al Naila Villa Albert. Let me see. Let me Google Rabat. Opponent forfeited. How did he? The match ended. How did he manage to forfeit? The match has already ended, bro. Rabat. Rabat. Language. I just want to be sure that it's matching me with. It's not specific. from the Benin, Burkina Faso, Togo. I always send one from Togo, got better ping or Turkmenistan.
Let's see. Let me see which kind of opponent you are getting on the server. Because when it comes to server, when you have three bar, you are literally matching up with anyone at all that is also connecting to the server. And you have to make sure that you don't get someone whose bar is higher than you on the server. And it's literally impossible, but I just want to confirm which kind of opponent I'm getting today because I tried something different for the server. Silver's KB. This this sounds like an European. So I mean, um, there's no trick right now for below 3 bars to be getting below 3 bars in a server. I'm literally so when I check what I've been checking with servers, you'd always find the server you are connected to. If it's Spain, you'd always see Spain. But sometimes, depending on your connection, the server will change from Spain to France. You won't see the opponents with servers. You just see the server. So you've connected to the server, and then another player also connects to the server, but you don't see the details of that player who is connecting to the server. With P2P, you are connecting to each other directly, so you can see the details of the other person, and you can tell who is hosting and who is not hosting based on the information we've gathered so far. If someone is Senegal and I'm hosting, it's 3 bar, but if that person in Senegal is hosting, it can be a 4 bar. That means his internet connection is better than mine. You have to know your internet connection. You can tell whether you're hosting or you're not hosting. Based on your internet connection, you can tell. If I get 5 bar in Ghana, I'm the one hosting. If 4 bar, it's usually the other opponent who is hosting, based on my internet connection. So all of this, you can tell everything you need to know about this game. I want to see what bars this opponent. This looks like a smooth game. He has 3 2 bars. So the next, this quality also looks sharp. See, when the bars are similar, the quality of the game when it comes to server, when the bars are equally the same, the game looks sharper. Everything is very sharper. So you have to be in a server whereby you get people of equal bars or less bars. You have to be in a server where you get people of equal or less bars. There's no way to pick your opponent in a server yet until I figure it out. And other than that, P2P is, you know, it's smoother. This match looks smooth, but P2P is smoother. Um, this match looks smooth, but I'm not gonna be deceived. The only advantage I'll get playing in the server is if my opponent's internet is terrible. But you won't get that advantage unless you are very close to the server. Stand and win? No. Stand and win is beans in server. Beans. And, beans. So you'd be experiencing this little. I'm experiencing some slight lags in the server because internet unstable. Not stable. There is one particular server that I always get 4 bars. So we are both 3 bars on the server. My 3 bars on the server is not the smooth I want, but it's a little bit not bad. I save by GK. Uh, for the 5th minute, is that an offside? Sivas Gaby. Surprisingly, this server is smooth. Just because both of us, our bars have been stable. Our bars have been stable. No one's bar is going up down. It's very stable. I have 3 bars stable. It's 3 bars is also stable in the server, so you can see the kind of match we have inside the server. This is a server match. This is a server match. But if once, I said once, if one opponent's bar is more stable, more faster, more closer than the other, then one person has to pay the price. I wanted to double tap. How do you call it? Fake shot. Smart assist always clearing the ball. Smart assist needs to be banned. Ah. Who the hell is this goalkeeper? Oliver Kahn. This is quite similar to P2P. Quite similar. A little bit similar. But I wouldn't be missing this in P2P. This is a very stable server, same bars experience. Should have gone for the blitz girl. That was Bell. Ali. Nah. I thought it was Christian girl. 00 Sivas KB. So yes, wow. I mean, this is beautiful. 34.175. Let me screenshot this. This server address. This is a beautiful server. When you both have the same bars, you are going to be getting this. Or when your opponent's bar is also lower, they are likely to get this. But when the opponent's bar is more than yours, then the bar becomes awkward looking. The bar becomes awkward, terrible looking bar. Where's this opponent? EFBOs. That's a clean bar. Very, very clean. Even on stream, like a clean bar, clean server. I'll just you know, try and see if I can block. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that one later in the group. Block all servers. So that server is a different server. If sometimes I can block all the servers. If I want to play on a server, I can block all the servers and then play on that particular smooth server. It depends on if some servers are trash. So there is a tool I use to block the trash servers. It's called AF-Wall. AF-Wall, you need root to be able to block the servers. There's another one, NetGuard. NetGuard, it doesn't require root to be blocking servers, but that would be a discussion for another time. I'm not seeing the chat, so um, let's see whether the next opponent's bar would be lower or higher. Still, let's fix 3 bars. There's nothing wrong with the internet connection. Fixed. But the opponent we get is going to affect the connection and server. I did a trick before the start of the video and I hope it's working for the server. Would confirm it inside this match. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Go. Bars should be lower. The bars should be lower, then we can have our final confirmation. If bars is lower, we play full match and check the bars at the end of the screen to see a straight line bar. But if the bars is higher, we definitely have a bad graph. What is this bar? 3-3 should be 3-3. His bars is higher, 4. His bars are higher. Want to forfeit. I want to forfeit. I just need an opponent whose bar is the same. That is when we can have our confirmation of the straight clean line. This one, I went a little bit further away from my router, and the bars just went down. 2 just went down. So, if the bars are the same, you can go further. You can go out like when the bars are the same, it doesn't matter how bad your internet is, you'd get a straight line. But we need to confirm with someone's whose bar is the same. Let's see what I would get that person and the next one for the server. It's taking so long. Should three bar. Server is up. My server is up, but I just dropped two. That means my opponent's bar is likely Belgium. So this person is likely going to get a 4 or 5. 4 or 5 because my bars dropped. If my bars drop, that means it was affected by the opponent's bar. To prove that to you, you would see what I meant. You would see the graph. When you check the graph, you'd see those opponents as like Belgium. If someone is in Belgium, definitely his bar is closer to Spain than I am. So let's confirm that. Okay, his bars is this guy's bar is 3. It's 3 bars. Same bars. We can have a confirmation with this. Same bars. We should have another clean chart. Hey, that should have been outside cover. Safi Salim. Another 3 bars. We should have a confirmation with this. Alitra. It went to 5. Did you see it? His bars went to 5. This guy's bar can go to 5. Bars went up again. My bars dropped. It's having an effect on me. His bars movement is having an effect on me. On mine. So yes, like I've said, if opponent's bar is more than yours, it will have an effect. You can see as his bars was fooling, it had an effect on mine. But if we both have the same maximum bar to the server 3-3 and this is fooling, it doesn't have an effect on mine. So this is the confirmation for anyone who is playing on a server. You just need opponents that you have the same bar as them, and you'll be fine. So this is where we'd end the video, and I'll see you guys in the Telegram group. Just join the channel, and yeah, I'm not seeing the chat, but we'll talk later. Yeah, guys, I'm now seeing. Let me see the charts. I'm not even seeing the charts. Alright, 1v1. Why don't you serve gamer 5? Alright, serve gamer, that is Swayza. Alright, guys, I'm gonna see you later. Bye bye. Yeah.